All right, Funky extends Claudia Jordan an olive branch to get the TGIF gang back together. So, did he apologize? After listening again, I'm not quite sure. Did Funky apologize for sabotaging TGIF on Fox Soul? Hello, 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 and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. Well, well, well. Funky Dineva has publicly apologized. He's come out from behind his platform and gave a public apology and public announcement because he desperately wants he and Claudia to work together again. I'm going to play the video. This took place during Essence Festival. I believe this was when Funky had his Down to the Bar, New Orleans / Essence Festival shindig, and Claudia Jordan was there. Oh, so let me backtrack. Claudia Jordan, Funky Dineva, and Al Reynolds, and at one time at the very end, Armand Wiggins, worked together on a show called Tea-GIF on Fox Soul, which is on YouTube. They claim to have been global, and it was supposedly shown in different countries on other different platforms. So we don't really know what the true views were of that show, like how many views it got, how popular it actually was, because what we would see on Fox Soul was what we saw on Fox Soul as far as the views. But anyway, Funky admits to sabotaging the show. He claims, this is what he claims. Funky admits that he sabotaged the show because he wanted $250. He wanted insurance, and he didn't want to feel like he was getting cut out of short at $250. $250. Towards the tail end of the show, when he left the show, he said they wanted them to work 5 days a week, but the daily rate was going to decrease. And he also wanted Fox Soul to pay for health insurance. So he claims, after saying a bunch of other stuff, that this is the reason he left TGIF and went back to his own YouTube. Shortly thereafter, even after bringing Armand Wiggins onto TGIF, the show was canceled. And everybody started pointing fingers. All right, let's watch this quote-unquote apology.
Where is the leg popped up? And go on to the next thing, Claudia popped up. And I was like, fuck. Like, we had oh my God. I thought about it. I said, I ain't really got no issue with that lady. Like, I don't. Like, yeah, there were certain things I didn't like, and I'm sure she can say the same thing about me. I was like, but bitch, Claudia was a good motherfucking time.
Regardless of what you think about Claudia really did not do anything as far as I know, from what I can see after all the dust settled. I don't see what she did, unless she was doing stuff behind the scenes, but I don't see what she did to upset Funky besides the whole Flame Monroe thing. But that was, I don't remember when Flame Monroe was on there, if he was on there when Funky got maybe suspended for a show or something happened and he didn't like Flame Monroe coming on, but I thought that was after he had already quit, and that's why he got mad. So maybe he is telling the truth. Maybe he did just quit for $250, but then he wanted to lash out at Claudia because Claudia hurried up and put Flame Monroe on the show. And it sucks that she did come out as the person who was at fault here. When after all the dust settled, it seems like it was Al being messy with the producer, Joyce, and Funky just catching a temper tantrum because he didn't want to work 5 days a week and not get health insurance.
Claudia was a good time. I want to work with you again. We had lightning in the bottle. We just fucking did. The space is there for us. Maybe Iyanla need to come in and sit down with all of us.
Ayana don't want no parts of y'all mess.
I don't want no niggas involved. But here is what I'm saying out loud and in color. I want a deal where all of us come in equal pay, equal say so, neutral producers. We will work again if you're open to it.
So I don't think it was an official apology, but I guess it is what it says it is, an olive branch. And that was sweet. That was a nice little moment.
We love it.
Thank you for that. I just want people around me to work to make money. And I really hated when it makes me laugh because I just think I always get blamed for everything. And I always loved your personality. I love signing on. And who cares if I didn't get along with someone else? That had nothing to do with me and you. Correct. And I think I got a lot of that. And it really hurt my heart too. And like, there's no way in hell that something that it's global, you guys.
Yeah, UK people, Africa people.
Yeah, African, South African.
Africa people funky, really?
It's Europeans, like, I still to this day get asked about it. So I'm glad you reached out. I always wanted to.
Some professional differences, but it was never that deep to the point where I hate that bitch. Like, I quit before it got far. I just left.
You know, like, that's what you quitting.
So directly,
what did she
it
say
was never that deep to the point where I hate that bitch. Like, I quit before it got far. I just left.
You know, like, that's what you quitting.
Said, can you tell them I had nothing to do with you quitting?
So directly out of my mouth to your ears, Claudia Jordan is not the direct. Well, I quit over $250. I didn't feel appreciated by Fox, so them hoes wouldn't even give me no goddamn. I said, if you won't give me the $250, can I have some health insurance? And you got on.
But how you not feeling appreciated and you getting paid? How you not feeling appreciated? You getting a paycheck, ain't you?
Twitter was like, well, bitch, get it from SAG. You did it. Now, I wanted it from them hoes. But nevertheless,
Petty.
let's feel, fuck it. You from Tasha K post this, bitch.
And Tasha K did.
Positive. I want to work with you again.
I do too.
And let's do it again and again and again and again. You want some Julio? You want some clips from...
Now that was sweet. Now when y'all gonna call Al and tell him I ain't watching them, Al ain't on now. Did y'all catch Claudia tell Funky to be positive when it is regarding Tasha K? Claudia don't want no smoke with Tasha K and probably don't want no smoke with anybody. Like, let's not be hostile. And I want to give a disclaimer. I loved watching TGIF. I watched it religiously. I couldn't wait for it to come on. I was there from the beginning, watching from the very beginning. I saw every little conflict, commotion, every little co-host switch up there was. And there was just a lot of drama. I mean, there's drama on most shows and in most situations. It doesn't matter what race, it doesn't matter the gender, it doesn't matter how much money you're making, it doesn't matter how many views or how the ratings are. There's going to always be conflict when there's more than one person involved in any situation. This is a lot, so I'm not gonna make this too long. Like I said, I have other videos and y'all may know the backstory already. Y'all check out my playlist because I do have a few videos there that kind of gives some background information on what happened when Funky and Claudia were working together, why they're not working together anymore on Fox Soul. But when Funky left, Armand Wiggins came on, and then Al pulled out his claws. Al Reynolds pulled out his claws and was row almost every episode towards Armand. And Armand was just like happy to be a part of the show and, giving his views, dressing sharp, doing the best he could on most of the topics. But it just wasn't the same. You know, even though Funky and Armand seem to be cut from the same cloth, there's just a little difference in age. It was different because Armand is younger and he's probably not as experienced and not as educated as Funky Dineva. Even though Funky Dineva will play ignorant in a quick second, he's very intelligent. So the show went downhill once Funky left for various reasons. You know, we can't really blame Armand, but there was conflict between Funky and Armand, Al and Armand, Funky and Claudia, Al and Claudia. There was definitely conflict between Al and Funky for some reason. So we can't say it was just one person at the root of all this conflict, because everybody played a part in it at some point in time. So, however, fast forward. Funky went back to his YouTube show. He started putting it on at the same time as Fox Soul to compete, and he probably was part of their demise because people love Funky. Most people were watching because of Funky, but their chemistry, 1, 2, 3, Al, Claudia, Funky, was great chemistry, and they couldn't beat that no matter who they brought on the show, whether it be Christian Keys, T.S. Madison, Dr. Heavenly, Quad Webb. No matter who they brought on the show, it just wasn't the same as Al, Claudia, and Funky, and they really should have done what they needed to do to keep the show going, because now that Funky's apologized, it's like, okay, you apologized, you want to work with Claudia, okay, where's Al in the deal? Because Claudia said she didn't want to work with Al. I think she told Carlos King that, or she told somebody else. She might have told multiple people that she don't want to work with Al. But I bet if the money was right, she'd do it. So where did they go from here? Funky had went on his channel a while back and put out a public, statement that he wanted to put the show back together, and then we heard crickets. I even made a comment under someone's video, and Claudia responded to me. So she knows what's going on, but there hasn't been a meeting of the minds. So now that Claudia and Funky's been in the same place, at Essence Festival, at Down to the Bar, New Orleans, what's going to happen now? Will they get with Al and talk to a network and get on a major network? Will they get back on YouTube? What's going to happen next? Because you can say you want to be on a show together again, and then it just doesn't align. They might have just missed opportunity, being petty and over $250 or over a little petty BS. Or maybe they can get back together and make it work. I'll be watching if they do. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.